2 years ago, a god died and the world was thrown into chaos. Disasters racked the lands, and in Imperial Longhua, on the vast continent of Tiansha, these catastrophes manifested as a brutal winter full of blizzards and snowstorms. And in one devastating night, a tornado of snow dumped 50 feet of icy death on the capital, killing over 2 million inhabitants, and signing the death warrant for the empire itself. The provinces were thrown into chaos as the winter began. Within weeks, there were groups of roving bandits hunting food and plunder. There were warlords emerging and claimants to the throne. And within months, these horrific events increased in nature, becoming plagues and famines and other disasters. And in the central province of Shenmen, what might be the worst of all happened. For Shenmen is blanketed, in fact, by the spirit-soaked specter wood, haunted, dark, ominous. And from their web-wrapped nests in its darkest depths emerged a faction of magical spider women, the Jorogumo. They sprang forth into the void of power and quickly seized control of the population centers, of the powers that be, the powers that were, and began to establish their cruel rule. Ruinous taxes, mandated illiteracy, slavery, murder. As their influence spread, all of Shenmen came under their horrific influence. And 2 years later, almost every corner of the realm has been reached by their emissaries. I say almost every corner, but there remain a handful of tiny rural villages, small places beyond the notice of these powerful new rulers, where their reach has not yet arrived, where things are more slow-paced, more bucolic, and news of the fall of the empire has only just arrived, and rumors of magical spider women are met with great skepticism. In one such village, a place called Willowshore, a tiny little lumber town of barely 300 souls, the concerns of the villagers are much more pragmatic, much more local. For these folks, what matters is the simple things, the spring planting, the fall harvest, the preparation against another brutal winter like the one 2 years ago, the rearing of children, and the binding of community. That's what matters in Willowshore. And one of the ways that communities are bound is tradition. And that's where our story begins, because for the inhabitants of Willowshore and the province of Shenmen, there has long been a tradition that the last day of spring is the time to hold a festival, a reenactment festival, a celebration of life and a preparation and warding against death, because as spring transitions to summer, those first 3 weeks of summer are known to be a period when the ghosts and the phantoms and the poltergeists of the Spectrewood see this marked increase in activity, and those who are unwary can lose their lives. So, as the last day of spring begins, the people hold their festival, they celebrate, they come together, and as night falls, they hold a grand reenactment, a farcical production, a performative display of woe and wrack and ruin to deceive the local ghosts and spirits into thinking that Willowshore has seen its share of misery, and the spirits should go find a happier village somewhere else where they can visit their envy and their malice. So as day begins to stretch across the sky on the dawn of the festival, we are going to head down into the various parts of Willowshore and meet the players in our story. So to do that, let's go ahead and introduce our players, and we'll start with Amanda. Amanda, if you would go ahead and maybe tell us a little bit about yourself and your character, and where she wakes up on this festival dawn.
My character, Hannah Chan, lives on the South Bank. She is a sprightly 29-year-old. Although she has experience in her apprenticeships as both ranger and a light touch with the tanner in town, her naivete shines across her face. She has bright red hair, skin that has seen the rising and setting of many suns outside. She loves the forest. And while her parents are both farmers, she has set out on her own path. So, in her humble but warm home, she wakes up in the loft area, which her parents converted for her when she was but a child, and stretches open to greet the still dark day as dawn is just about to hit. She has a humble but practical style of dress, yukata with studded leather armor carefully placed, as she's wants to often go into the woods, traipsing about most of the week in the wilds. But when she's in town, she loves to have a chat. So she fastens her gear to herself, takes a slab of seasoned wild boar off a hook that's been curing for a few days, and packs it away as she takes off to meet her other Silver Mist Rangers at their stall for the festival.
All right, so you hoist this slab of boar that you brought home yesterday with you from the Ranger Lodge, and you hang it over your shoulder. And as you head out the front door, you see your father, Terrazzo, kind of sleepily rubbing the dust from his eyes, and says, "Oh, Hannah, you're heading out early today."
Oh, well, wouldn't you know, it's the big day, and we've got a lot to do. I'm surprised you're still sleeping. The day is wonderful. It's just about to dawn.
It's not even, well, I suppose I should be getting up a little bit earlier with the spring coming to an end. But yes, no, you're right. I should be up. All right, well, I'll see you at the stall then. You're not spending the whole day there, right? You can come and hang out with us a little bit at the festival?
Oh, I mean, most of the day is going to be at the stall, but yeah, Dad, I'll swing by for just a little bit. You know, I've got a lot of people to see, a lot of hands to shake, a lot of boar skewers to sell.
All right, all right. Well, go have fun with your friends, and I hope you get a lot of good sales. And we'll see you there. We're gonna go
right.
to the we're gonna go to the grave cleaning first, but we'll head over after.
Sounds good, Dad. Leave an offering for me.
So you step outside, and you see waiting in the pre-dawn light are two of your friends, your neighbors from the Moo household, and two of the other Silver Mist Rangers. Your friend Sumika and her younger brother Feng, who both kind of turn to look at you and go, "Morning, morning."
Good morning. I rush over to Sumika. I give her our secret handshake. I say, I'm so excited for today. We're going to crush it. Everything we do, we're going to like spread so much joy into this town, into this festival.
Well, as long as we, cook everything thoroughly, I'm sure that'll be fine.
Don't worry so much. If we give someone a half-cooked boar, it'll just make them stronger.
No. We can't do that. I mean, the dangers of undercooked meat are well established, and so everything has to be well done.
Yeah.
We should get going. I mean, it's going to be waiting for us with the tent set up, and it won't be long before villagers start arriving, and we want to sell this stuff, get some coin.
Of course, we've got a great head start to the day. Sumika, you worry too much. There's no way this day could go wrong. I'm telling you, it's just a wonderful festival.
And Fang kind of claps you on the back and goes, "Absolutely right. My sister's a worrywart. You know that. Let's get going." And
thank you for the vote of confidence, Fang.
You guys kind of head off to the east along the riverbank. As the light starts to stretch across the sky, the sounds of the river begin to pick up. You've heard the burbling of the water, but now the kind of morning insects are chirping, and you're beginning to hear birds in the sky. And as you make your way east along the Cheba towards the Dawnstep Bridge, you're out very early, but there's a handful of folks who are sort of in the fields, taking care of the last few things, or beginning to make their way in kind of the opposite way you're going towards the graveyard at the Cathedral of Pharasma, her fluvial Lady of Souls, where the early morning grave tending will take place on this festival day. But as you sort of make your way to the bridge, you pass the beautiful bronze eternal lantern, a gift from the founder of the monastery many, many years ago, and cross the bridge. You begin to make your way towards downtown, where you will be meeting Ayumina and setting up your stall for the morning.
Excellent. I wander through the streets and I see that whoever was, felt rich enough to light their lamp at night is now putting them out. I give just every passerby the biggest smile I can, trying to spread a little cheer and make this day even brighter.
And as you make your way to the downtown area where the main festival will be held, a lot of these folks wave back to you. You're a familiar sight. Not everybody knows you personally, but the cheerful ranger with the giant naginata wandering around, smiling and grinning at people is well known. And as you arrive, as you're almost to the area where the stall is set up, you're joined on the road by Zataku, the Isoki fisherman who handles the fisheries, and 6 or 7 of her older children. It's like a river of rat folk kind of like swarming over and among each other, carrying fish and charcoal and sticks and happily chattering along. You arrive downtown and you see a couple of other stalls have already been set up. You see a couple of the Leshy, the plant folk, running around giving early morning tea to the folks who are involved in this part of the festival. And Ayumina kind of waves at you from the setup, the tent where you're going to be selling your wares, your food, and you guys go over and get started setting up.
Amazing. I give the Leshies a huge wave, like too big, they can see me where I am, but I love them so much. I'm giving them a really enthusiastic hello in the morning. And then I rush over to Ayumina and I say, I got it. I got the boar. I gave it a good salting last night. It should be so tender and so delicious.
All right. Well, then I suppose you and Sumika can take the morning shift, and Fang and Juyap can take the afternoon. He should be here soon. I had him check the snares over by the eastern section of the forest in case anything got caught at night. But yeah, go ahead and get set up, and it'll be probably about 45 minutes before folks start to arrive. So try to have a couple things ready by then, and should be good.
Excellent. Ayumina, are you not so excited for this tremendous day where we get to engage and feed our community?
It's been several years that I've done this, and to be honest, I enjoy the festival, but manning the tent is sort of hard work. You don't get to have quite as much fun.
Yeah, of course not. But I think there's joy to be found in hard work because you get to say hi to so many people.
That's
so
true.
I'm here for it. Yeah.
I'm glad we have you to be the face of the stall this year. I'm gonna head back and start lighting the charcoal.
Absolutely.
As Hannah begins setting up to sell her wares for the day, we're going to visit somebody else, I think. We're going to maybe head, we'll stay on the north side of the river, and very close to downtown, possibly waking up just as you're having this conversation, we have another one of our players. Sal, would you like to tell us a little bit about Byron?
My name is Byron Takahata. 7th of my line, 3rd of my name, 3rd time's the charm. I wake from silken sheets slowly. I have it so that when I press a button, a contraption slowly opens my blinds. I like to be woken up slowly. No need to rush the day. I slip into silken woven slippers, woven by the finest spiders, hard to catch spiders in all the land. I begin my process of going downstairs, but before I've even reached the door opens and my chambermaid, Joan, enters.
Yes, hello. Good morning, Master Byron. What can the day do for you?
Oh, today is like any other day except today is the day of the festival, and yours truly has been chosen for a particularly special role. Of course, I don't have to tell you. You know.
Of course not. Of course not, Master Byron. Your mother was very excited to hear that you were intending to take part in the tradition this year, in the reenactment.
As well. Anyways, how are you this evening, Joan? This evening. I'm still so stuck in the festivities of yesterday. I can't even remember where I am. We had a good time, didn't we? I'm sorry I kept you up so late.
Oh, it's nothing to be worried about, Master Byron. I live to serve, and I hope your head is all right this morning.
Oh, it's fine. It's nothing that tea wouldn't fix.
And like magic, a tray appears in her hand with a steaming kettle of the finest green tea purchasable here in Willowshore, and a gorgeous porcelain cup. And she says, "Your wish is my command, sir." I should tell you, your father asked to speak with you this morning before you leave.
Oh, okay. Downstairs.
Yes, he's in his study.
Go see him right now. I puts on a coat. He seems a little bit less pleased than he was before, but still, he gets his clothes on. He changes in front of John, completely naked, almost immediately. She looks kind of off to the distance, but it's clear he's done this for a very, very long time. There's nothing weird about it. It's just has no boundaries for whatever reason with this woman. He puts on his clothes. He goes downstairs and he enters the study. But before he does, he's very hesitant to knock. He wants to put his hand on the door, but he pauses for a second. Then he knocks.
Enter.
Hello, Father. How are you?
Byron, good morning to you. Your mother has informed me you intend to attend this festival thing they're doing down in the village this morning.
Yes, of course. I figured it'd be good to show the Takahata face in front of everyone. So.
There's something to be said for that, I suppose, but I would like you to take advantage of this opportunity, since you're not going to be working today, to advance the family's fortunes. There's two things you are to do. The first is to look for more workers for our industrial facilities. As you know, we lost several over the past 2 years, and that the governor has informed me that he cannot enforce contracts that do not exist. So, find those who are dissatisfied with their lot in life and promise them about the wonderful opportunities working for us, the good paying jobs, the whole 9 yards. And the other thing I need you to do is talk up how important it is for the lumber camps to be reopened. Now, I know Matsky and his clique have these superstitions about it, but that's nonsense. We have to get industry restarted in this town. And as long as you're going to be frittering the day away with socializing, you can do this much for the family. Is that understood?
Really frittering, but yes, absolutely, of course I can. You know me. The silver tongue of a Takahata cannot be resisted by men, women, or animal alike. I would
much rather you have golden pockets than a silver tongue, but get out there and do whatever you can.
Yes, of course.
Very good. You're dismissed.
He leaves. He walks out. Slowly, he turns back as if to say something. He opens his mouth, then thinks better of it and keeps going. And he exits out onto the street.
Okay. You live fairly close to downtown, and as you make your way through downtown towards the Dawn Strip Bridge to cross the Cheba, because you would know that early on in the morning, the first part of the festival is that the villagers gather to do grave tending. You can see in the downtown quarter over by kind of the public stage and the bathhouse and the Tree Sparrow's Rest, you can see a number of people setting up tents, you see, or market stalls. You know that there will be vendors there. You see Mama Bao setting up the bun shop. You see Zataku getting ready to sell fish. You see some of those rangers who run around in the woods all day setting up to sell what looks like roast boar. And you begin to make your way across the bridge, heading towards the cathedral, And actually, as you're making your way across, you do see another person approaching the bridge at the same time as you. You see Huo Tianze, who is the one of the two smiths in town and a tinkerer. He kind of he dabbles a little bit in alchemy, which is your thing, but is more interested in kind of like mechanical things. And as you're beginning to cross the bridge, he approaches. Byron, it's good to see you. What wonderful weather we're having this morning. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic, the walk of a strong man across a strong bridge, built out of lumber. Always a very nice thing to experience. But how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fantastic. I woke myself up with a new contraption I have built. What you do is you take a timer, a sand glass, you turn it over, and when the light is able to pass through, it is concentrated on a device which burns a string, which slaps a wet rag into my face to wake me up. I call it an alarm rag.
That sounds so stupid. Why don't you have a woman enter your room and massage you awake? I find that's been my life experience.
Well, I mean, this would be nice, but I'm trying to make something for the common man who must awaken early to sow the fields or whatever else the farmers do. They all have to get up very early. I know that.
Oh, if I may say so, the easiest way of going about it, from an alchemical perspective, which is the superior thing as opposed to your contraptions, is to create a potion you drink before you go to sleep, one that raises your body temperature as the sunlight hits you, therefore waking you up earlier.
Well, I mean, first of all, I don't know about superior, but I certainly can see the value of that. Are you able to concoct such a thing, or is it merely theoretical?
Oh, merely. The power of the alchemist is that all theory can be real, my dear. Let me come by your shop at some point, possibly when I can get away from my incredibly difficult duties, and I can show you how to make it. Maybe we can work on it together.
All right, yes. Well, you make me a wake me up potion, and I will make you a copy of my alarm rag, and we'll see who likes what better. All right, we'll see.
Something always slipped my mind that I never quite ask you. Where are you from exactly?
Me, I'm from. I was born in Karahai, but if you're asking about my accent, my parents are from another province, and the speech there is different. And I took after them and never quite picked up the local patois.
I think I come from I believe my accent comes from a similar province, but across the pond. But anyways, listen, what a pleasure to see you.
The Sea of Ghosts. Oh, yes. Well, that's very difficult to traverse. Parents must be very brave to come here.
Of course. I'll come by at some point. It's such a pleasure to see you on this bridge.
Well, let's go. Wait, let's go together. Let's go. I mean, Elizes is, or rather, Priestess Kandor, is going to need lots of people to clean and tend, the gravestones which do not have family here. And since we are both transplants, we can help with that.
We're going to help clean.
Yes, of course. The early morning part of the festival day, we show reverence to the dead by tending their gravestones. We burn the joss sticks, we clean the stones, we weed. It's a very good time to reflect on the past and give thanks for the ancestors.
I was told I'd just be wearing ceremonial clothes and people would look at me. And then when I spoke, people would, they'd be quiet. That happens at some point during the day, yes?
And on that note, we'll visit another one of our players. In the South Bank, far to the east, in a very small rented apartment, a third character of our story kind of sleeps alone in his room. Jeremy, would you like to tell us a little bit about Mand and what his morning looks like? Can't hear you, buddy.
Gotta unmute if you want to be heard. Mand is a sort of middle-aged halfling, for a halfling, probably 47 years old or so. He's graying just the tiniest bit, but he's not really a guy who worries too much about his appearance. He's throwing on his clothes from the other day, rumpled as they are, and just sort of, runs his hands through his hair, and he's like, pretty good. No need to worry about it. He lives very simply. The apartment that he rents is pretty bare bones, but that suits him just fine. He's a animist, meaning he can speak to the spirits of places and objects and things, which he does frequently, which means it looks like he's sort of whispering to himself a lot, which makes him kind of a weird guy about town, but he's only been in Willowshore for a few months. He doesn't have the history with the town that Anna-chan or Byron has. He showed up a few months ago and rented this room, and but he's made himself sort of a fixture for his whispering and his general grumpiness. He's a skilled herbalist, so can be found around town looking for rare plants and extracts to make medicines and all kinds of things, because he also has some skills with that. So on a day like today, he doesn't really even know what the deal is with this festival since he's new to the town, but he's heard a lot about it, as he has made some friends in town. So he's getting himself presentable, but presentable for Mand, so looking a little less like he just rolled out of bed, but not that much. And he's excited to take a look. He's prepared a few of his medicinal salves, thinking maybe, he could sell a few of these at a stall if it looks like people are interested. But otherwise, he's content to just roam around and take in the festivities.
And as Mand kind of rolls out of bed and begins grooming himself to whatever, mediocre degree he feels is appropriate, you do hear a voice in your head, and you hear Zephyr, the shepherd of errant winds, pipe up in your head and kind of go, ooh, what are we doing today? It's going to be fun. Where are we going? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I'm bored.
All right,
let's go do something.
Okay, yeah, calm down. You're gonna see lots of great stuff today. It's gonna be great. I guess there's some sort.
Are we gonna go see that pretty elf? Oh, you like that elf a lot. I know you do.
Hey, me and Sojin, it's we're just we're professional acquaintances. It's maybe I don't know. I don't know what she's gonna be doing today. So maybe.
Another voice kind of speaks up in your mind, and this is the custodian of groves, who kind of goes, well, that kind of professional relationship can grow and blossom.
Yeah, it can, but I'm saying I'm not. I don't know. Listen, just leave me alone, all right? We're here for the festival today. Stop bugging me. We're gonna see all kinds of neat stuff.
Let's eat everything, and let's do all the games, and sing all the songs, and dance all the dances, and anything that there is that you can do, you have to do.
All right, listen, we'll do some of that stuff. I'm not doing all of that stuff, but sure, whatever you want. All right, fine. Let me just do a quick stretch here, and then sure, we can go check it out.
So you kind of make your way west along the south shore of the Cheba. And at this point, it's probably like, it's a good hour into dawn at this point. The sky is fairly bright, and you're starting to see families streaming along the riverbank along with you, heading west towards the grave site. Most of the folks you see are either middle-aged or older. There are a few families with children or teenagers, but in your couple of months here, you've noticed not a whole lot of young people in Willowshore, not as many as you might hope. And also, you've seen that the town seems to be in a decline. There's a lot of abandoned buildings and shuttered businesses and things.
Man's renting this apartment for next to nothing, which is good because that's about how much he makes. So,
yeah. You've kind of I don't know if you have a physical shingle, but you've kind of let it be known what your services are. And the odd bit of alchemy that you can do, like the salves and stuff, the odd bit of healing you can do is in much, much higher demand than your sort of like investigative services have been.
Yeah, Mand has a whole life in Karahi where he was a detective that he hasn't been able to do too much here in Willowshore, but that's he doesn't really like to get into that.
So as you're kind of walking along the street or the path by the road, you do once again you hear those voices in your head, and you hear the shepherd of errant winds kind of goes, "Ooh, wait, ooh, ooh, I sense something. There's something over there. Oh, let's go see what it is.
All right, I'm going. Relax.
And custodian kind of goes, there's a new spirit, something disturbed. And yeah, if you kind of like follow the directions that they're giving you, you kind of head south off the path to one of the farmhouses. And as you approach, there's a little girl standing outside the farmhouse, kind of like bawling her eyes out, just like, I didn't mean to. It was an accident.
Hey, okay, all right. You know, I'm sure it's not that bad. What's happening? What's going on?
Mister, I broke Mama's umbrella, and then it got mad at me. It turned ugly.
Okay, yeah, you know what? That can happen, but you know what? You know what's crazy here is I can apologize to this umbrella for you. Because I assume, you know, you didn't mean any harm. I'm sure.
I didn't. I was playing sword fight with it, and it smashed against the banister, and I put holes in it. But then it came to life, and it got really mad, and it called me horrible names.
Yeah, okay. Some of them, umbrellas particularly can get really testy because they're left in closets for a long time. They have attitude. So give me a second here, and Man's gonna like sort of reach out with his animist skill and see if he can soothe the spirit of this umbrella.
From where you are, the front door has kind of been shut, and you can hear kind of like howling and slamming from inside the house. Just kind of like, what would you like to do?
Okay, I'm gonna talk to my existing spirits here, and be like, "Hey, are you getting a read on this guy? I think we've got somebody who's pretty upset inside, or some sort of deep-seated anger here. You familiar with this character?"
No, never met him before. It seems fun though. Seems interesting. I love interesting. God, I hate boring. And Groves kind of goes like, "It feels newborn to me, weak."
All right. Okay, man's gonna open the door and see if he can get a sense of what's going on.
Okay. As you open the door, you see the form of what may once have been an umbrella, where the shaft and the handle have turned into a long kind of leg of like blackish gray skin with like yellow toes, yellow toenails, kind of like very long curled toenails, kind of stomping around on the floorboard, slamming itself. And on the umbrella shade, you see two holes have been kind of punched in one of the veins, and one of them has turned into a bright yellow eye, and the other is like this mouth, this purplish mouth with a gray tongue coming out of it. And as you open the door, you see tears coming out of the eye, and it whirls around and it sees the little girl. And it goes, "You ruined me. I was beautiful and you ruined me. You're so cruel. I hate you." Would you go ahead and give me, let's do a roll here. You can
Sure.
give me an occultism or a religion check to kind of identify this creature.
I mean, ultimately, my religion is a little stronger, so maybe that's the move. We'll give it a shot here.
Could be.
Okay, not a bad first roll.
And you got?
Yes.
I got a natural 20, was just 27 with my skills. So I think this guy's identified.
That is a critical success and a very nice omen for the start of the campaign for the first roll.
Indeed.
You've seen this before. You would know that this is a Casa Obake. This is a kami, or a kind of nature or land spirit, which tends to invest like natural objects or personal objects, owned objects that have been in the possession of mortals, or regarded by mortals, or have strong emotions for mortals, invested into them over a long time. This umbrella likely was a very precious heirloom, and its spirit kind of came to life as it was broken, and it is very upset because it's this treasured heirloom, but now it has been kind of disfigured or maimed. You'll also know that you could probably pacify this kami in a couple of different ways. With a 27, I would say you would easily know that 3 ways you could do this are either repair it with a crafting check, you could attempt to shower it with flattery, or you could try to calm the little girl down well enough to get her to apologize for her mistake, which apparently she hasn't done yet. But the choice of which you'd like to do is up to you.
Well, I'm not much of a crafter, at least not when it comes to repairing umbrellas. So I don't know that that's my move. I am okay with people. I'm all right with talking to folks. So why don't let me try and get the little girl to apologize, because I feel like that would not only help this umbrella, but it would help the little girl as well.
Okay, so she's
no, go ahead.
So she's still kind of like very upset. She's, you can tell that she's upset and worried that she's going to get in trouble for breaking the umbrella. And also, the umbrella is mean and scary. So she's pretty upset. But if you'd like to try and calm her down and persuade her to apologize, go ahead and tell me what you say to her.
Okay. I'd be like, hey, little girl, what's your name? What's your name?
My name's Bayou, but I don't.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, Bayou, listen, this is an umbrella. I assume this belonged to one of your parents.
It's Mama's. She loves that umbrella, and I ruined it.
She loves that. You didn't ruin it. It's just a little damage. That can be fixed, okay?
What if she doesn't love me anymore?
Okay, well, that's not going to happen. Not over an umbrella. That would be silly. That would be silly.
She told me never to touch it, and I played with it. I'm a bad girl.
Well, sure. You maybe we misbehaved a little bit, but this is not a ruined umbrella. This is a broken umbrella. And you know what it is about broken things? You can fix them. So
you can fix it, mister?
Well, I don't know if I can fix it, but somebody in town can fix it. What I'm saying is, all you gotta do, you gotta come clean, and that's gonna hurt a little bit. That's gonna be embarrassing, but you won't have to be panicking like this. You don't have to be crying all day. And you know what might make this umbrella feel a little better? If you said you were sorry, because you're sorry, right?
But the umbrella's scary.
Well,
it's
the
ugly.
umbrella's scary, so I'll go in there with you.
You will?
Yeah, of course. I'll be right behind you. And we'll tell the umbrella, hey, you know what? Boy, honest mistake. It will never happen again. We'll get you fixed right up, huh?
Give me a diplomacy bonus and give yourself a +2 circumstance bonus to the roll.
Okay, all right. +2 circumstance. And whoop. I only got a +1 circumstance. Let me try it again. There we go. Here we go.
You kidding me?
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'll never roll this well ever again in the campaign. That's insane.
It's a 1 in 400 chance to roll
truly,
a
that is
second natural
bonkers.
20.
First
Well,
2 rolls.
very good.
I can't wait to critical fumble in our first combat.
Yeah, Bayou seems very reassured by your words.
Good.
Takes your hand and goes into the house with you. And as the umbrella is stomping around, she kind of like musters up her courage and says, "Mr. Umbrella, I'm sorry I broke you. I shouldn't have played with you, and I'm sorry you're broken. And I'm going to ask Mommy to fix you. So please don't be mad anymore." And the umbrella kind of like stops stomping around and looks at her and says, You apologized. You treated me like a person. Okay. All right. Keep it together, umbrella. All right. I forgive you. I accept your apology. And we'll talk to your mom together. Okay. And very well done. The umbrella calms down. I'm going to assume you stick around until the parents, whose mysterious absence will never be explained, show up.
Sure, yeah.
To handle this situation, and we'll move on to our fourth and final player to stride across the boards of our tale. Kirk, tell us a little bit about Tampoco and what circumstances does he awaken in? I'm very curious.
Yeah, I was going to say, odds are Tampoco is asleep right now. He's not an early riser by any means. He is a tanuki who has kind of wandered into the town and never left, and has taken up a home in one of the abandoned buildings. And so he is asleep. I think the people walking by, perhaps, he might awaken to hearing the unusual... It's unusual to hear that many people.
Actually, as he's kind of snoozing the morning away, he does hear a very emphatic knock on his door. But just as you're waking up, tell me a little bit about the like, what's your room look like? Where are you? What is Tampoco's reaction to this loud knock?
Not good. I mean, he kind of like wakes up with a start from the loud noise. It's not unfair to say he lives like an animal. Like, he has a bunch of fabrics that have become a bed. He very much likes it, or like maybe some moss, and it's very comfortable to him. But other people will be like, "Oh, that's how you live," and it's great. He loves it. He has on kind of a loose-fitting red robe that he kind of has to put on because, I don't know, I guess he still does believe in wearing some clothes. And the place has been abandoned. He hasn't put much stuff in it. There are a number of like empty sake bottles that he's been meaning to return. I think he can probably get maybe a small deposit on them when he does that. And so they're kind of like gathered in some sort of container that he's going to bring over to the distillery at some point. No food. He's eaten it all. But not many possessions either. It's just sort of like a few piles of knickknacks and like just things he's come across, he's found interesting, and he sort of tosses them into a corner. And whatever business this once was, it's not really like they kind of cleared out all the things, but there are still shelves, maybe a countertop. He sleeps behind the counter. And at most, if his furniture might be like a stool by the window. And if he could get like we're in the spring. Well, he's been here for a few years, but he probably does have a kotatsu, like some sort of like brazier of some kind, and then you can put like a big blanket over it. It doesn't catch fire, and it's to keep you warm. That's kind of by the window, so he can kind of just sit and watch if he feels like doing that. But yeah, he kind of wakes up and is like, and kind of like looks to a near sake bottle that it is empty. And he's just like, but he kind of like goes over to the door and opens it up to see who is bothering. He's like, "It is too early to receive visitors." And grumbling to himself as he opens up to see who it is who's knocking on his door.
Yeah, and as you open the door, you see A bald woman in her kind of very early 20s, a gorgeous tattoo of a serpent on her head, very sharp features, very thoughtful look on her face. And she looks at you and says, Tampoco, we discussed this. You have to participate in all the festivities if you wish to acquire the free breakfast.
Yeah, the free breakfast, yes. Where is it? Let's see. And he's kind of like, hoping she has it, which she does not, I'm assuming.
No, this is Igawa Jubei, your friend, one of the few people in town whom you've made any kind of close connection with. And as she looks around your apartment and says, I still do not understand how you are not constantly sick with the total lack of cleanliness and hygiene in your domicile. Still, that is of no concern. We must about. Follow me. And she turns and begins walking away.
He barely even closes the door. Like the idea of possessions or like you wouldn't lock this door. And he kind of follows. He's mostly like, now breakfast is coming, a festival, and he's like, and as he's thinking about today's the festival, and he knows festivals, and so he's already getting like. Walk in like festival time, everyone will celebrate the summer, and somehow he produces a shamisen, like a little lute like guitar, and is already like strumming it and singing this little like weird song to himself, like about breakfast time, festival time, and then it's kind of shoves it away in his little raccoon pouch and follows her.
As you're playing, you see there's a handful of people around on the river path heading in the same direction that you guys are over to the cemetery. And as you had started to play, you saw I don't know whether you would have noticed or not, but certainly in your periphery there are a handful of younger people, children and teenagers, and even some of the more middle-aged older folks, kind of like looking over and kind of like nodding along and kind of smiling and skipping and like, oh, it's a festival day. He's right. It's a festival day. It's fun, you know? And Jubei says, so to understand the full nature of the cultural prerequisites for this breakfast, you will have to participate in several activities today. We will begin by cleaning graves. And after that, we will go downtown. There are a number of presentations, and you should purchase at least. Do you have any coin on you?
If you lend me some, I do. Actually, he does. Actually, oh no, I forgot. Yes. Is this one? And he kind of holds up like a gold coin because he barely spent his starting money. So
yes, that should be sufficient for roughly 20 purchases. I don't know if you can eat that much, but it's adequate. Once the sun falls and we have given gifts to the guardian statue, we will return downtown, and that is when you will be required to participate in the Reenactment Festival. Following successful completion thereof, tomorrow morning you will be given the breakfast. Let's go. And she keeps making her way.
The breakfast is tomorrow, not today.
Correct. Today you will be purchasing food. Tomorrow you will get the free breakfast, assuming you do everything you're required to do. Now, let's move along. And she has a very brisk stride and doesn't adjust her pace to yours. So it's one of these things where she's going to the place, she's going from point A to point B and assumes that you will somehow arrive there as well. Do you kind of keep pace with her? Do you skip and gamble? Like, how do you travel with Jubei?
I think he does. I almost think he follows her almost like a dog would. Like he has to like quadruple his pace to keep up with hers. And he's not even like walking in a straight, if she's walking in a straight line, he's like kind of veering everywhere. Like, he does not stick to a straight line. But he's kind of just talking to her mostly about like, oh, the breakfast is tomorrow. Wait, cleaning graves? Me? Oh, Tampoco, what have you gotten yourself into? And then he's like looking at the kids and waving at them. But he knows at his heart that this is a festival. And actually, whatever Jubei is saying, it doesn't matter to him because all right, he's got to do these things. But once a party happens, a party will happen. And he can't be responsible for anything that happened. Like he can't be whatever responsible during a party. He has to enjoy the party, and he knows that. So he's like, oh, sometimes people will leave. What is the word? Leavings and the graves, and someone has to take them away at a certain point, and you taste them to make sure they taste good and are acceptable to the spirits.
As you say that, Jubei kind of halts in her tracks and turns to face you and says, you're talking about eating offerings to the spirits? That is contraindicated by the 5th of the 8 practices. You can't do that.
No, I can't. It's easy. I can just take it and eat it in my mouth. Because
No.
if the spirits don't touch it for it's like a 5-minute rule afterwards, after the people leave the offering and go away, it is for everybody.
I will have to inquire with the village elders because I have not heard that codicil to the 5th practice ever in my entire life.
I talked to them. They said it was okay if I do it.
Really? What a strange exception to the rule. Well,
it is
very
because
well.
the Tanuki are a special people. We are an exceptional people that cannot be bound by the rules of the spirits or of your town. It's an offering. And if they have 5 minutes, and if they don't eat it, it's anyone's game. But specifically, I get dibs.
So you guys kind of bicker back and forth about the definition of dibs over the next couple of minutes, and then you arrive. You arrive at her fluvial lady of souls. This is a surprisingly grandiose church bordering on cathedral, which is dedicated to the goddess Pharasma, the Gray Lady, the Lord of birth and death. She is one of the oldest goddesses in existence and doesn't have a particularly large following in town, but does have this surprisingly impressive cathedral. And the kind of graveyard of the cathedral serves as the main cemetery for the town. There are probably a few hundred gravestones here. You might not know this, but let's see, who would know this of the three of you? Because at this point, Byron and Mand, you guys have now arrived here as well, along with a big chunk of the town. There's like a couple hundred people here. You would know that a handful might have made their way over to Graveside Manors because Yoso Jin has her alchemy shop is in front of an older graveyard that was used at the very beginning of the town when it was more common to have people cremated. And so there's more like mausoleums full of urns rather than gravestones there. Actually, interesting question. Would either Sal either Byron or Mand have chosen to go there instead of here, since you both kind of know and are familiar with Sojin?
I feel like Mand is embarrassed about his spirits being like, "Oh, are you going to go see her?" And he's like, No, I don't need to see her. So he intentionally didn't go.
I think Byron could go.
Okay. So in that case, Mand and Tampoco, you're both here as Elizeth Kandora, the high priestess of Pharasma, steps out and begins to address the crowd. And she says, "Everyone, thank you so much for coming today." And Elizeth is from Goka. She's actually a second-generation immigrant from Taldoran, which is a different continent, actually. And she is, I think, the only fair-skinned person in town. She habitually wears the color of blue. She has blue makeup, blue eyeshadow, blonde hair, which again is very rare in Willowshore and in Tianxia in general, and looks about 20 years younger than she actually is. She is decked out in ceremonial robes for the morning, and as the kind of crowd gathers at the outskirts of the graveyard, she kind of addresses everyone at once. And she says, "Thank you everyone for coming this morning. Happy festival day to you all. There are joss sticks and rags in the basket over there. And for those of you who've brought offerings, please do remember to place them on top of the headstones after they've been cleaned. As you all know, the spirits will take the offerings if they please, and if not, they are to be left for animals and the wild things of the world. Anyone who has family here may, of course, tend to their own graves of their family. If you do not, there are several graves available for ceremonial cleanings and weedings and reverence offerings. And for those of you who are recent arrivals in the town, I will be giving a short explanation of why those graves are there, so that you may reflect properly as you perform this service, for which you are all very much appreciated. And sort of the crowd begins to disperse as folks begin to tend to their chosen, their family plots or what have you. And a smaller group, presumably including, Tampoko. So Jubei would have kind of like shooed you towards Elizeth to go hear this lecture. She actually, her father, her adopted father, Angel, died last year, and his gravestone is here. So she's going to tend to that. But she kind of shoos you over to hear this story. And Mand, I assume, would also kind of make his way over.
Yeah, I'll sort of wander over and be like, what's going on over here?
Yeah. So by sheer coincidence, you two end up standing next to each other to listen to this lecture. And Elizeth says, for those of you who are not aware, there are several dozen graves here in the cemetery of those who died during the Night of Broken Blades. And this was an event that took place over 40 years ago. The governor of Shea had sent her son to harvest some of our lumber here. As you know, Willowshore is famed for its lumber. And in her greed, the governor sent her son to chop down the holy sugi trees at the monastery in the mountain. Now, at this point in the town's history, the monastery had already been abandoned, and there is an argument to be made that perhaps she thought that with the abandonment of the monks, there was no longer anyone to claim the sugi trees. But the night after this group of would-be lumberers made their way north into the Tri-Mountain base towards the monastery, they returned to the town, and they returned wrong. They returned with broken blades and gaunt faces, and they attacked the town. It was a tragedy then, and it remains a tragedy now. Many of the guard then died, as well as innocent villagers, and those who lost someone, many of them left the village afterwards, feeling that the monastery and the town itself were cursed, and were very unwilling to stay with the unpleasant memories, which means that the spirits of those who died that night are often untended except on ceremonial days like this. So, as you perform this service for those restless dead, keep in your heart the memory that they were killed unjustly by violence caused by the greed of another, and try to offer them whatever solace and peace you can. And with that, she sort of gestures for you to pick up some of the incense and the rags and do as you will with some of these gravestones.
I feel like Mand is pretty attuned to the whole, forces outside of our control sort of situation. So he's down, he's lighting some incense, he's cleaning a gravestone or two. He's a little guy, but he'll clean some.
Okay.
I think Tom Poco would just kind of be like to Elizeth that when she's done, he'd kind of like pull on her robe and be like, I have a question.
Yes. I don't believe we've been introduced. My name is Elizabeth Candora. I'm the priestess of Pharasma here.
Oh, I am Tampoko, resident Tanuki. Why do you do this?
Well, I'm not quite certain I understand the question. Do you not pay reverence to your ancestors?
Oh, yes, yes, but we have no monuments and cemeteries to them. When they die, they are dead and remembered in songs and stories, but why all this is a lot of work, is what I am saying.
I see, yes.
And
Well,
this is a genuine question. He's not being dismissed. He just doesn't this is very unusual to him.
yeah. And I think she senses that, and she'll respond in kind, which is that she'll say, for us, and I suppose it's hard to speak in terms of generalities, but from what I have seen in the cities of humans and elves and half-elves and halflings and those not of a Tanuki nature, for I have not met many of your kind, there is a feeling that a token, a marker, to help keep those memories alive is valued to those who are left behind, to the living. The gravestone serves as a place to gather with family and remember those who once lived, to remember the good times and the bad and the impact that they had upon our life. It's a place where the spirit can gather, and even those of us who have not the ability to see beyond the veil or to contact those who have passed into the boneyard can feel a presence, or at least feel a memory of a presence at a place like this. And as these stones are meant to honor the dead, allowing them to be overgrown with moss and weeds and to become dirty just doesn't feel right to us. So while you're right and correct that it takes work to maintain these monuments, the work is not something we begrudge. It's a gift we give to the memory of those we've lost.
He kind of has focused on the phrase good times, and he's like, oh, I get it. I get it. It's a gathering spot for the memories. Okay, I'll go clean. And he kind of takes a rag and kind of walks, looking for one that's already been cleaned. And starts like brushing it down. He's kind of like looking for the ones where the offerings have been left and have been abandoned for a bit, but not in a way like he actually thinks he's helping at this point. He does think he's part of this.
Okay. We'll transition over to Byron, and you can kind of meet up with Sojin, who is the local alchemist who kind of tends to this much smaller graveyard most of the year. She is an elf, a full-blooded elf. She has blue eyes, very blue eyes, which again is rare. She's probably the only other blonde-haired woman in Willowshore. And you know that, so your practice with alchemy is much more in terms of like following the masters of the past. Yoso Jin's alchemy is much more kind of like, whatever I find in the forest, I'm going to see what I can make with it. And it's very much more of a, less about trying to achieve an objective and make something she can sell or use, and more about learning as much about the herbs and what they can teach her. But she is there this morning, kind of cleaning some of the mausoleums with a rag, and she kind of sees you approach and says, "Oh, Byron, hi, welcome. It's good to see you."
Pleasure to see you as well. It's always lovely to gaze into your lovely skill set. How are you doing this evening? This morning? Ah, God, I had such a fun night.
Were you drinking with Gian again? You have to let that poor woman take a rest. She doesn't have your liver strength.
No, she does not. But if she wants to be employed, she will drink with me.
That's horrible. You're the worst.
I'm joking, but also comes with a threat.
You should, you're always talking about how useful your alchemy is. Why don't you make like a liver strengthening pill or a detoxification potion or something? I found some incredible lavender that could give it that little zhuzh of scent, that floral scent, to go down a little bit easier. I could show you later. Anyway, pick up a rag.
I would certainly. Listen, I understand the art of alchemy is very collaborative, but I'm learning from the best. Have you heard of the old masters? I know a few of them. This sort of alchemy that you're doing, I appreciate it from an academic standpoint, but I think it's particularly useful.
That's not what you said when I helped you solve your problem with the glue bomb. You didn't know about the resin of the silver leaf branch.
I didn't. Listen, just
Did the old masters know about the resin of the local tree varietal that doesn't exist anywhere else on the continent? I don't think they did.
no, because they're too busy being masters.
I'm just saying there's something to be said for being present in the now, okay? Like all those books and old masters, they're great. They did their work, but like there's things you can't get from them. Things you have to specialize in by yourself, by the here, by the now.
Yes, well, I suppose we could all exchange something, but how was Mr. Sojin? How's that going?
Who are you talking about? There's no Mr. Sojin.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting.
You're so
keep
ridiculous,
forgetting.
Byron. But you always
Yes.
agree with me, which I like, so it's okay. Like I said, pick up a rag. We need to clean this stuff. It's festival day.
Ron, listen. Look at these hands. Not a callus. Despite working at a lumber factory, I am a man of science, of thinking. I don't pick up things. I
You're a
make
man
things.
of excuses and bullshit. Now pick up a rag.
Pick up a rag.
And you begin to clean off some of the mausoleums with her. Very nice. We're going to transition now a couple hours ahead. You guys have finished doing all the morning kind of cleaning duties. Everybody has made their way downtown. And I think, Hannah, at this point, you've been spelled. Kind of like the first couple hours of the festival, as people filtered in from the grave cleaning, like everybody's rushing around, kind of like buying boar sticks and grilled fish and Mama Bao's buns and stuff. The Leshies have been running around like mad, selling cups of tea to very thirsty workers who spent the morning cleaning. And as kind of noon approaches, Ayumina comes over and kind of goes like, all right, good job. I can't believe how many people you talked to without getting angry. That would not have been me. Thank you for your service.
Yeah. It's just such a pleasure to feed people. Like, they're doing the work, we're doing the work. You need people to clean the graves. You need people to make food because they're hungry from cleaning the graves. It's just beautiful. It's just such a beautiful cycle.
That's one way to look at it. Anyway, Juyap and Fang are going to take over. You and Sumika can go enjoy the festival. And you see Juyap, who is a Tengu, is the youngest member of the troupe, kind of like wanders up and goes like, so do you have any tips for how to like charm people and sell them the board spears? Because I know how to hunt, but I don't know how to talk to people that good.
Juyap?
Me no talk good.
You're beautiful. You're exceptional. Your enthusiasm speaks to everything. And also, listen, we're at the end of the day here. We're at the noon hour. Just have a good time with it. Look someone in the eye and try to see what they really need in that moment. That's my recommendation to you.
Okay. All right. I'll try that. He kind of looks over at Fang. He's like, what do you need right now? You need to go take a dump. And Fang just blushes and kind of
That's
like,
it. You did it.
no, I don't. No, I don't.
nailed
Don't
it.
say that. I don't have
No,
to do
Fang,
that.
we can all see you've been like a little constipated today, and you
No.
need to just go
Oh
and
my
let it
God.
loose.
Hannah, fine, I'll be back. And kind of like toddles off. Fang kind of looks at you and gives you like, he gives you like a thumbs up and runs behind the counter. And you hear him start going like, Fresh boar! Get your fresh grilled boar! Delicious, straight from the forest. Come get your fresh grilled boar. Only 5 copper apiece.
I clean the grill a little bit and I smile to myself. I just feel so good about that whole interaction.
Okay. Sumika comes over, and we didn't really describe Sumika before, but she's your best friend. She is 1 year older than you. She's got dark black hair with a thick braid over one shoulder, kind of like her forest gear, like her nicer forest gear put on for the festival. And she comes over and she goes, so what do you want to do? Because, I mean, look, if you look around downtown, you can see like, there's all kinds of people we could go talk to. We could go get some food for ourselves. It looks like they're doing the 8 practices play for the kids over at the public stage.
Oh my God, let's go see the kid. I loved the 8 practices play when we were kids.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to do soon.
I bet Kazuma is looking for, we could, maybe we could get up on stage.
I love this is so fun, uncharacteristic of you. Get up on stage. Let's do it. Okay,
That's take not a couple fair. Of I like doing things that are fun. I don't like things that are dangerous or reckless. There's nothing reckless about.
What's the difference?
Oh my God, Hannah, you're the worst. Let's go.
Okay, so take a couple skewers because we need a little nosh on the way.
Okay. And you make your way over to the public stage. So this is a stage that is owned by the 7-Color Songbird. There's a larger theater where kind of like more elaborate productions are put on, but they also do kind of like public performances sponsored by the governor every once in a while out at the public stage where nobody has to pay, and it's used for things like this festival. It's basically a giant shoebox stage with like a tiny little backstage and a couple of tiny wings. But as you approach, you can see there's probably like 30 kids ranging in age from like, 6 or 7 up to like 12, 13, 14. Some of the older kids have that look on their face of like, I'm too old for this. This is stupid. And
one of those older kids, as I walk by them, I like tap them on the opposite shoulder and they look and I pretend it wasn't me.
Roll let's roll a stealth check for that. Let's see.
Deception check?
A deception check, sure.
Athletics maybe? Because I'm quick. Will I do it?
I think this is going to be either stealth or deception. You only have to beat a 10 here, but let's see how well you do.
I'll do a stealth. Okay. Do we do it? And I rolled 12.
Okay, so yeah, you tap this kind of bored-looking teenager on the shoulder and then whip your hand away and kind of make your way on and kind of, the hell? Oh, I'm not supposed to do that. And he's like, damn it, maybe I do need to pay attention to this. And up on the stage, you see a literal silver fox. You see one of the kitsune people in town, the director of the theater, Kazuma Ono. He is a very gregarious and well-spoken individual who is well known amongst town as always trying to recruit players. Give me 1 second here. Let's get him up. He is wearing like kind of elaborate black silk brocade, full-length sleeves. He's got kind of golden gloves on. He's got these incredible eyebrows and streaks of white through his silver fur, and like a big purple sash around his waist. And he's up on stage, and you hear him kind of going like, "Children, pay attention. We're going to begin the lecture on the 8 practices which all of you should have learned from your parents. Now, have you all been filial children, filial sons, and filial daughters, and learned all of the 8 practices that keep you safe during the season of ghosts?" And you hear all the children kind of go, "Yes," kind of chorus together. And he says, "Well, just in case, we're going to review them now. Make sure that you all know how to stay safe during this dangerous next couple of weeks at the start of summer. So, I have a helper, and here you see a little boy, a little 9-year-old boy, kind of walks out, kind of waves at everybody. And some of the kids are like, yeah, that's Minwan. And you see he's waving to like, there's a young woman standing next to you who's clearly his mother, who is just like bursting with pride to see her son up on the public stage, kind of like waving madly at the kid.
I whispered to her, I just said like, you're doing great. You've
thank
got a
you.
good one.
It's his first time. He wants to be an actor when he grows up. It's so exciting for him.
That's great. Oh, wonderful.
I mean, it's a terrible, terrible way to make money and make a living, but it's what he wants. And
Yeah,
it's his
no,
dream,
in a town this
I'm not ready to
small,
crush his dreams
absolutely.
yet. You know, he's too young for
No,
that.
ill-advised, but let him drink. Let him be for now. Yeah.
Yeah.
The world will.
I'm
Tamp it down,
Higher.
don't worry.
I'm Higher. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, hi, Hana-chan. Call me Hana-chan.
Hannah-chan? Okay, all right. Well, it's starting. And up on stage, by the way, before we begin, do any of the other folks think that they might be interested in this play about the 8 practice for the kids? Is anybody else kind of present?
There's no chance Mant would stick around.
Byron Tampoco? Byron might be there?
I don't think
Okay.
so. Yeah, Byron, if you want to be there, you can.
Okay, great. The Kazuma continues, and he says, children, the first practice, everyone here should know the first practice, right? Everyone knows the first one. It's the easiest to remember. Let's say it with me, and kind of all the kids chant together. A couple of younger kids like have a finger up their nose and they're like looking around confused, but almost everybody and all the adults kind of surrounding them all kind of go like, do not call a ghost a ghost. And Kazuma finishes by saying, instead, address them with friendly greetings if you must. Now, to demonstrate this, to help you remember it, we're going to act out what happens if you break this practice. So I need a volunteer from the crowd. And he kind of looks down amongst the folks out in the crowd. And Byron, Hannah, do either of you kind of like raise your hand to participate?
Yes, I raise my hand, and it doesn't even reach like the top of the naginata. Like the naginata is so big.
Yeah, it's like an
that
8 foot.
You can't miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a pole, a knife on a pole.
And you see Cosmo goes, yes, it looks like we have a volunteer here. Hannah-chan. Hello, dear. Welcome. Come on up on stage and help us out.
Thank you. Listen well, kids. This will serve you over the summer.
Okay, so Kazuma kind of quickly whispers to you like, all right, so you're going to be the bad kid who doesn't follow the rules, and then Minwan's going to bop you with a stick, and you're going to die. But don't milk it, because we got 8 of these to get through, all right?
Got it. Yep. Totally understand.
And so Kazuma repeats the first practice. He says, all right, do not call a ghost a ghost. And you see the little boy, Minwan, has kind of been rummaging around in this box of stuff in the wing. And he grabs up this little like mask on a stick. And it's clearly a ghost mask, and it has the character for the word lost kind of written in this big character right in the middle of the mask. Kind of holds it in front of his face, marches out to address you, looks directly at you, Hannah, and goes, I've been in this forest for so long. I'm lonely. Won't you play with me?
Of course you're lonely. You're dead, and I'll play with you, you ghost. You ghosty ghost, you dumb ghost.
And Minwan kind of like looks taken aback at how blatantly you're violating the practice first, and he's like, he grins and he goes, you've made me angry. And he rushes up and he has like a little like a stuffed kind of like sword, like a foam sword. It's not foam because there's no foam in this particular universe.
It's a
but
horsehair stuffed piece of muslin shaped like a sword.
Thank you. That's exactly what it is. And he kind of whacks you on the head with it.
Oh God! Okay. Hana has like a little blood that she uses for tracking, like it's in a pouch, a wet pouch, and she takes it out and she like puts it. She dumps it on her own head. She's like, a head wound. I'm not long for this. No. How could we do this? Not like this. She goes on really, she's like screaming at the top of her lungs. There's a 2-year-old who's really freaked out by this, and she's writhing and kicking on the ground. And it's only fun for her by the end of the performance.
So I would say make me a performance check. If it's only fun for you, you want to roll low on this. We'll say, let's see what you roll.
I roll a 9, or a 6, no motive.
A 6,
no
yeah. So it goes on
Zero
like
performance ability.
At the very start, like everyone's like, hee 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 hee, and then you put the blood on, and it's like it turns way too much, and the kids are like, and the parents kind of gasp, and it goes on way too long. And eventually, Kazuma kind of like, yes, okay, very good, and kind of like starts like nudging you with his
pop
foot.
up and I say, and this is why you don't call a ghost a ghost.
Right, yes, very good, Hana-chan. Thank you so much for your assistance, and starts pushing you off the stage. And turns to the children and goes, all right, everyone, calm down, calm down. Hana's very realistic death scene, very realistic and extended death scene aside, the point is hopefully you'll never forget. Ghosts are bitter, petty things. They're made of the yearnings they knew in life, and reminding them that they're dead enrages them. So never call a ghost a ghost. Instead, if you have to address one, use friendly greetings. Let's move on to the second practice, shall we? Is there another volunteer in the audience? Someone else who wants to participate? And Byron puts his hand up. He says, yes, young Master Sakahata, come on up on stage and help us out. And as you are kind of making your way up on stage, he turns to the kids and says, now remember, the second practice, do not pat people on the head or the shoulders. That's the second practice, and we'll show you why. And he kind of pulls you aside, Byron, and he goes, look, just make it short and sweet, all right? We don't need another one like that. Do your best. And Minwan comes out with a different mask this time. This kid comes out with a mask that has the word for hanged on it, and he holds it up in front of his face and says, I'll possess you, and I'll steal all the toys in the village. All I have to do is wait for an opening. And Kazuma comes over and kind of says, oh, Byron, hello, my friend, and pats you on the head.
What are you doing here on this stage built of Takahata lumber? How could you?
And Minwan kind of comes up and grabs your shirt. He's like, all right, now go steal all the toys.
Me? You want me to go steal all the toys?
Yeah, go steal toys from the kids. We'll give them back, but you're possessed now. I'm possessing you.
Oh no, the spirit of an evil ghost that would hate to open the lumber practices again. They would hate to do that. Oh no, I'm stealing all the ghosts, much like the local authorities have stolen industry from this town. He like runs around and he like tries to like, take the kids' gifts, and he's like, let me have it, and he like smacks their hands. He's like, give it to me.
You see Kazuma is just like exhausted already. That's 2 of the 8 practices, and both of the volunteers have been like following some weird agenda. Make a performance check for me, by the way.
For me? I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry. I have performance up here. Do I just roll for it?
Yeah, just roll performance. And just tell me what you got.
Nice.
As you're kind of like stealing toys and children are beginning to cry and stuff, and because you're taking it a little too far, you hear a number of the parents kind of grumbling under their breaths, like, this stupid lumber thing. They just can't, these Takahatas just can't shut up about it.
The theft of our local industries.
And with that, I think we'll bring the 8 practices play to a close. You guys would know that there are basically there's 6 more of these. He starts calling up other parents from the crowd, some of the older teenagers to help, give everybody a chance to shine on stage. And Minwan is clearly the star. He goes through all the other practices about, like, you know, you can't lean against the wall, you can't eat food that's offerings, don't go in the water when a ghost is near, that kind of stuff. Just covers all of them, and Minwan has a different mask, kind of a story, different ghost prepared for each of these. And it's very well received. The other parents kind of like get with the program and are just like, oh no, I'm dead. Bleh. kind of like get through it, get over with it. And the play comes to an end. At this point, you see, I will say, let's see, Tampoco, what are you doing if you're not for the like hour that this play for the kids went on? What have you been up to? Have you been like looking to talk to somebody, exploring around? You can see like there's kind of like a couple of cliques around two of the elders in town, who maybe you know, maybe you don't, but there's an old lady with a bunch of folks kind of like clustered around her, obviously paying court. There's an older man kind of like across town from them. They're like shooting glares at each other for some reason. There's a whole bunch of other locals doing stuff. There's the stalls. Like, what are you up to? What do you want to do during the festival?
I think he is wandering with the stalls. Like, he's kind of excited because these are special foods that you can't usually get. And I think he probably has already eaten anyway, because he was certainly going after the offerings as they were being like left unattended. But yeah, no, he's pretty excited. He has like coins, and he knows humans like coins, and he can get food for them. So if there's any like that, those boar skewers, he would certainly get. But like, he's certainly eating quite a bit. Probably ignoring the clicks, unless you want me to get involved with them, because he probably wouldn't notice that at all. He's just probably got like two different things in one hand. He's just like, I have the money. And you want the brown money? Yes. Okay. And then he's like, I'll eat that. And he's just kind of eating his way through the festival. He'll probably eat one of everything over the course of the day is his goal, if possible.
Yeah, all right, let's do it this way. Let's roll a fortitude saving throw. We'll say the DC is 10 to eat everything that you eat without getting like sick.
Okay, fortitude. Just roll the die? Or just push the die? And then just roll. Let's see what I got. I don't know. Let's see. 21, yeah, that's pretty easy for him.
Sure, yeah, no problem. You stuff down. I think most likely because so the rangers are selling boar skewers. Zataku is selling like crab and fish, but probably the person you go back to the most is going to be Nakamura Yuming, who's also known as Mama Bao, or more sort of everyone in town calls her Mama Bao, because she has like 5 or 6 different kinds of buns, all of which are super delicious. So you probably go back to her a couple of times. And she gets happier and happier each time you come back. She's like, well, what would you like this time? I have the lemon curd. I have the red bean. We have nut stuffed. There's poultry and fowl.
Yes, those sound good.
All right, yes, I love it. If you keep eating, if you keep eating, you get the Mama Bao guarantee. You eat enough, you get fat and happy just like me.
Yeah, and he kind of has his stomach, which is a source of pride to Tanuki as well. He's like, it is good to eat. That's my motto.
Yes, there are too many skinny people in this town. Thank you so much. And
he'll pay and eat. Yeah, he rolled a 21. He's having a great time.
Yeah, you probably spend, let's see, there's probably 5 or 6 silver worth of different things you could buy and eat and drink. And like the Leshies have tea. There's like barley tea and green tea and like a peach flavored tea and stuff. So there's tons of stuff to consume. Would anybody else be like wandering around or doing, is there anything anybody else wanted to meet someone or kind of explore something in this festival? Or should we just move on to kind of the next event?
Oh, you know what? I sit down with Peach Blossom and just have a cup of tea.
Oh,
just
sure.
check in, see how she's doing, you know.
Yeah. So Peach Blossom is a friend of yours, one of the Leshies, and she is a flower Leshie based on the peach flower. And as you kind of pull her aside, she puts down her tray full of, teaware and drinks and thermoses and stuff, and she says, are you having fun at the festival?
I'm having the best time, Peach Blossom, but I wanted to just check in, make sure that you're able to fill up your cup today too.
Oh, yes, everyone is being very nice, and I sold a lot of tea, and it's fun to be out in town during the festival because everyone's all together.
Yes, I think so too. It's so charming to have people who don't normally talk to each other because they're so busy with their jobs and their tasks and their daily life to just take a break and have a nice time, have a little fun, have a little tea. May I have a cup of your ginseng barley, please?
Yes, of course, that'll be 5 copper.
5 copper, of course.
Okay.
Really nice.
And she normally, you know that they kind of just quickly pour the tea and move on to the next customer. But for you, she kind of turns it into a little ceremony, kind of like carefully placing things, and then like getting the freshest pot and kind of pouring it very gently in this like perfect stream, almost no splash at all, like 1, 2, 3 drops at the end. Kind of like picks it up in both of her little hands and holds it out to you and says, "For my friend."
Thank you, friend. And I receive the cup and I admire the beauty of the cup and I take in the scent and I smell the tea and I just give Peach Blossom the biggest smile and I enjoy the cup of tea. I
She
feel
kind of giggles.
rejuvenated by it.
She kind of giggles and says, "One thing I like about you, Hannah, is that you're so positive. It's so nice. I like being with you."
No, I like being with you too, Peach Blossom. Thank you for taking the time. That was such a beautiful little ceremony.
I'm glad you liked it. Okay, I have to go sell more tea now, or Mountain Summit
Okay,
Grass will get
bye.
mad at me. Bye. Bye. And she kind of like floats away with her tray and runs up to a little family. And you can see you know that with other people she has trouble kind of expressing herself. So she takes this kind of like block with prices on it and kind of sets it down in front of the tray and kind of gives a little bow, stands there and waits to see if they want to buy anything.
Oh, gorgeous. I just give her like a real, like, you're doing it. Thumbs up. Good job before I bust my own teacup back away from my table. Give it a little wipe with the cleanest part of my yukata, and then I get up and go.
Okay. Mand, as you're sort of wandering around downtown, you see that there's sort of clustered around this older woman who everyone in town knows is called Granny Who. She is kind of one of the elders of the town. You see clustered around her, there's a handful of other sort of luminaries and notaries from the town having a discussion with her. But you also see there's like a bunch of kids, kind of like she's got her arms kind of around a bunch of kids. And one of them is like looking at you with like these eyes of like, where?
Okay, I'll sort of like, sort of drift by that kid, not intentionally like walking toward, but like, but sort of like come closer and like lean a little bit to be like, what's this kid's deal?
He kind of like takes a couple steps away from his grandmother. It's like, hey, mister, I heard that you're a necromancer. Is that true?
No, kid, no.
Oh.
I mean, there are necromancers, but I'm not. That's not. I don't do that.
Okay. Do you? Well, I thought maybe you'd have like a story of a battle where you raised an undead army or something. Do you have any battle stories or anything like that?
Yeah, no, I'm not really that guy. I don't really do that kind of thing. I mean, look, look at me. I'm not really that kind of guy. So.
All right. Well, do you got any kind of story at all?
I mean, sure, story. Yeah, sure. I mean, I got stories.
Go tell my grandmother a story. All right. Go, and I'd like you to make a perception check.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm in the wrong window. I was like, where did my game go? There it is. Perception check. Where's my perception? Is perception not under core skills? Where?
I think it's on the left of the sheet, on the main sheet.
Oh, it's. I see. Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, still rolling high.
What'd you get?
23.
Okay. Yeah. This kid is like, this was essentially an insight check, which they don't have in Pathfinder 2e, but it's called like sense motive or something. It's just a perception check.
Yeah.
This kid desperately wants you to distract his grandmother so he can get away from her. And on a over 20, I would say the reason he was asking you about battle stories is that he's pretty sure that a story like that would have worked.
Do I have a sense of why this kid wants to distract his grandmother? Like, is he trying to, just get away, or is he trying to like swipe something? Or I don't have that much information.
I would say, what did you roll, a 23?
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to do anything bad. Probably just something his grandmother doesn't want him to do. Yeah.
Right.
You can ask him.
Nah, I feel like it's better for me not to know. You know what I mean? I'll be like, all right, kid. Let me see. Granny Who, what a day here for Willowshore. You got so much going on. I never expected it would be such a big day.
And as you approach, you see one of the two elders of the town, Hu Banyang, more commonly known as Granny who is holding court with her political faction here in Northridge, in the kind of the heart of, not quite the heart of her power, but like her territory here in downtown. You see an older, kind of elderly woman, kind of stoutly built, not in the sense of like overweight, in the sense of like, this was a brawny woman in her youth. This was a strong woman. Her appearance physically is that of like someone who was a warrior in their heyday, but the clothes she's wearing and the like ornaments in her hair, everything is very homely and gentle and kind of like beautiful. It almost clashes, but as you approach, she turns to you and says, yes, Mand Darkleaf, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's me, yeah.
Yes. I believe you've been meeting with Old Show down in the south, haven't you? Well.
Yeah, I mean, I meet with a lot of people, so yeah.
Oh, well, regardless, it's very nice to see you on this festival day. Was there something you needed?
No, I just heard that you love a good story. But I don't know if you got time for one right now. I'm kind of like, I'm subtly sort of glancing back to see if this kid is taking the opportunity or not.
He's biding his time, waiting for his moment. Granny Who kind of looks and goes, "You heard I like stories? Well, I mean, it is a festival day. We're here to socialize. If you have a story you'd care to share, I'll listen."
Oh yeah, well, I don't know. It doesn't seem like you have another one of these in town, but I am an animist, so I speak with spirits that can. They're from different aspects of the natural world or history or memory. So yeah, I've heard a few stories you might not have heard before.
Well, that's certainly a unique talent. I suppose if I ever have need of someone to speak with the spirits, I'll call upon you. Thank you so much.
I'm almost like gesturing to the kid, like.
Yeah. All right. We'll say we'll call this a performance check.
Sure.
Now, you haven't really told her a story, so I'm going to say
No,
this is
I
a
haven't.
DC 15 to try and
Okay.
distract her well enough with this performance of like social camaraderie.
Do my best here. Could I potentially do a society check instead that I'm slightly better at?
Sure, you can make a society check.
Okay, here we go.
my
What the
God.
heck? My dice are broken.
Is that another natural 20?
It's another natural 20. I did roll a non-20 a minute ago, so it's, but it
You
still
are-
seems unusually frequent.
I will say, regardless of how the role play went, you are much more engaging and kind of charming, and are a little bit more elaborate in what services you can provide. And you sort of see that catches her
Sure.
interest. Of you get the sense that like the more useful you are to her in some way, the more interested she becomes in the conversation.
Gotcha.
You start to give examples of like detective work you've done in the past and like problems you've solved with your abilities and things like that. And she starts to become more engaged in the conversation, sort of turning more physically her body towards you. And you see the kid, like a big grin comes across his face, and he just sort of starts slowly Homer Simpsoning backwards away from the conversation. Like just slowly backing away into the crowd and kind of like vanishes. And she does not appear to notice what you have done or that this kid has gone missing. So well done.
Great.
At this point, you guys hear a kind of two cymbals being, like brass cymbals being smashed together, like ksh, ksh, which sort of gathers everyone's attention. Granny turns to you and says, "Oh, it looks like my nephew's about to speak. Let's see what he has to say. Oh, I know what this is." And up on stage, you guys see Zheng Peng, who is the commander of the Willowshore Guard. This is a kind of stern man in his like early 40s. He is in festival clothes today, but typically he's wearing like metallic armor and like a kind of bowler with a brim, kind of like a helmet. He has a big staff that he slams after the cymbals go down, and he begins to speak. It's time to bring gifts to our stone guardian statue, Ugly Cute. This statue was a gift from Master Josiwe and has stood watch over Willowshore since its inception and founding. These gifts are meant to thank the spirit for its guardianship and to encourage it to protect us during the season of ghosts. For those of you who would like to participate, we are going to proceed down the main pathway to the Dawnstep Bridge. We will cross to the south. At that time, we will be making a 90-degree turn to the left to head eastwards approximately 1.5 miles to the statue. At that time, I will issue further instructions. Those who wish to participate, form an orderly line and receive one of the prepared offerings. And you see another guard, a very handsome young guard, is kind of standing there holding this giant tray with offerings on it. It's like little twists of dough with a pair of sticks in it, which you know marks it as an offering for the dead or for the spirit of the guardian statue. And folks begin in picking them up and begin sort of forming this little impromptu parade heading along the Chaber River over to the bridge. Would any of you be interested in participating?
Hannah absolutely takes a little ball of dough and sticks offering and lines up neatly.
Yeah, I think Tom Poco's easily swayed. I mean, if a bunch of people start proceeding or a procession goes, he's going to join it. He can't not. And then he'll probably eat one of those balls. I know you're not supposed to, and you're not. That's breaking one of the 8 things, but Tom Poco doesn't know the 8 things, and but we'll wait for an opportune moment to see if that happens.
So as this parade begins kind of making its way out of the festival area over towards Ugly Cute, a couple of locals have kind of produced small little floats, if you will. Little floats that are kind of like meant to represent the themes of like spring ending and like protection against ghosts. And I'm just curious if you guys would like to describe a float, if any of you have an idea for what might be part of this procession.
There's one that is like a paper lantern depiction of a bonfire to light the shorter summer nights.
Okay. Anyone else see anything of interest in this kind of little parade?
I feel like they could have made a float that looks like the spider, the ugly cute spider, but made out of flowers, probably summer flowers. And like I would assume like sunflowers, but I don't know if that would be like I don't know if that's actually summer related. And it's just sort of like one of those things they carry on like a palanquin, and they just almost like a rose bowl one, but able to be borne by 4 people, maybe 8 people.
Yeah, I love that. And we'll say that there's maybe there's a little girl on the float, kind of throwing flowers to folks in the parade as it goes.
There's one of those that's put together by like local businessmen, maybe the Takahatas, where it's just like lumber. It's good, and it's just like a lot of like paper mache trees and stuff, and that's just like, don't forget, lumber is essential, and you're like, okay, this thing.
Yeah, a little advertisement.
We hear a voice from the crowd. We hear someone go, "Nice billboard, very well made."
Yeah, Byron, make me a diplomacy check.
Six plus 1 is 7.
You hear more grumbling and groaning and kind of like people like, oh, again with these guys. But you made the effort. Your dad asked you to make the effort. You promised him your silver tongue, but it, came out lead today. Folks make their way along the south bank of the river, and eventually you reach the statue, which is a seriously large statue of a stone spider. Think like roughly the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. It's big, and it is hideously ugly. Like the for a protective guardian statue, the face is scowling. It's got like 8 eyes that are all like super bulgy. The stone kind of like limbs have like shards of rock where like to mimic the hair on the spider's paws, but they look like sharp. It's just like this ghastly, grotesque stone spider. But like someone has put like a little hat on it and a garland of flowers, and people are very reverent as they come up and sort of place down the twists of dough. And it seems like this guardian spirit is well adored by the people of Willowshore, as everyone is very reverent as this procession passes by and the offerings are left. Hannah, you leave your offering as well.
I leave my offering, and there's a little spot on the leg where people rub for good luck, and I rub that little spot between some spiky bits.
Yeah, very nice. And you guys begin to make your way back to downtown, and at this point in the day, the sun is getting low in the sky. And each of you individually have an encounter with the guy who's organizing the reenactment part of the festival this year. This is a guy named, where is he? Cho. Where's Cho? Cho Chung-Hu. There we go. This is an older man in his 50s. He's got like kind of a top knot. His hair's tied back. He's got a receding hairline. Kind of in his late 50s, but he's got huge like what I would describe as camp counselor energy. So he comes up to you one at a time and is kind of like, hey guys, I heard, or gang or whatever. I heard you were gonna volunteer to be part of the reenactment festival this year. That's so cool. It's such a great opportunity for you, and it's really great to see you being part of the community, you know. And your various companions, you know, Tampoko Jube kind of like has pushed you towards him, and Ayumina has told you to seek this guy out. Hannah, for Byron, you know, your mother has actually sent a letter to Millmaster Cho, and for you, Mand, Zephyr has been egging you on to do part of this ever since they heard about it. So he speaks to you individually and kind of explains to you like, all right, the kidnapping's gonna happen right as the sun goes down, okay? And you guys are gonna be blindfolded, and you're expected to keep the blindfold on all night. But obviously, if something goes wrong, you have your equipment with you. You know, we always pick someone who's like a strong warrior just in case. And there's a ranger named Hannah Chan, one of the Silver Mist Rangers. She's gonna take care of you guys if anything goes wrong. So just know that like it's all for fun, it's all for show, but it's also very serious and very important that you take it seriously because we have to ward off the ghosts for the next 3 weeks, okay? Everybody on board? Great. You guys are gonna do great, I just know it. And so you're all kind of like given this opportunity to kind of grab your stuff and get ready. Oh dear, did we lose Sal? No, he's back, great. And basically as the sun goes down and everyone has kind of like regathered and are milling around downtown. You know, some people are still visiting the stalls and stuff. You hear this, all of a sudden, as like right as the sun is setting, you hear this, yeah, this horrible screech. And a guard, one of the town guard, wearing another, like a paper mask that has that character for Ghost on it, and like flowing kind of like greenish blue robes, kind of runs out into the streets and begins menacing people on the street. And people begin going like, oh no, like the parents are very obviously bad actors, but they're like, no, it's you, stay away from me and my family. Like it's very like Disneyland when the stormtroopers come out. You know, the kids are all shrieking and having a great time. More and more kind of like ghosts come out and they begin running around and menacing people and like bopping them on the head and like taking their food and doing all kinds of nasty stuff. And you guys are kind of rushed into the center of town by your various compatriots. And you see there's like a couple more guards not in masks, like bravely fighting with the ghosts, trying to fend them off. But eventually, you're all brought to the center of town and forced to kneel by the ghosts. And you're blindfolded. And you hear another voice. This is the voice of one of the priestesses in town, a very young priestess. She's technically not even an adult. She's 16 years old, but she is the head priestess of Kitsune. Daikitsu in this village. Her name is O Baming, and you hear her kind of like call out, "Wicked spirits, I present these sacrifices to you so that you will leave our town in peace. Take them away to the woods, devour their hair, their teeth, and their flesh, devour all of them." She drops to her knees and performs a full forehead to the ground bow and says, "But spare our town." And the mob begins to like form around you, shouting, "Devour, devour, devour, devour." And you guys are kind of carried off into the woods. And as you go, you hear people moaning and wailing behind you. And one of the ghosts in the mask kind of whispers to you like, "All right, well, it's only like about a couple of miles to the spot. But just stay calm. You'll be fine. We'll get through this." And eventually you're kind of brought to the woods. You hear the kind of ghosts who have kidnapped you kind of lay out some straw mats. You guys are kind of like guided to the mats and kind of lay down on them. You're all next to each other. You're blindfolded, but the mats are pretty comfortable. And the guards kind of mock you and promise you, you know, soon you will join our ranks. You will join the restless dead. You will become envious like us, and we will share our hatred with you. You will never escape this place. And they kind of like, some of them go off script a little bit, but eventually they all kind of like leave. And the four of you are just lying on these mats, in your blindfolds, and it's like 7 o'clock at night. It's not really like night yet. Like the sun has set and it's starting to get dark, but it's going to be a couple hours before you guys are probably tired enough to go to sleep. So this is the situation in which you find yourselves. And I think before you guys, I think this is an opportunity for you guys to kind of meet each other before sleep claims you, at which point we'll probably take our break. So if you guys want to take that scene from there, it's up to you.
Hannah takes off the blindfold just immediately. No regard for the rules. Just like, guys, I think I should make a fire. Let's build a little fire and have a nice time before it gets too cold and we gotta snooze.
Are we supposed to do that? I'm not from. I don't know what I don't know what it's supposed to be like.
Byron still has his blindfold on, and he says, "My, such a strong mat made from Takahata byproduct."
Yeah. No, we're not supposed to take the blindfolds off. We're supposed to sit here all night like we're actually getting devoured by ghosts, but come on.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm new here, so I don't want to, curse the town or anything. People take this stuff pretty seriously.
That's so sweet. I mean, as long as I've been alive, there's not been a ghost attack. I mean, I know there was the Night of Blades, and that was scary and sad, but bad things happen, and it's really fun. It's a fun superstition, but I mean, I've never come upon a ghost in the woods. I'm in there all the time. I'm in here all the time.
Well, maybe you're not looking hard enough for ghosts, because what I'm telling you is like they're kind of everywhere. You're not, maybe not ghosts, but spirits and all kinds of
Oh,
stuff.
sure.
Sorry.
Sure. There's one now. I don't want to build a fire if everybody's not on board with it, though. So I am asking for, what your take
fire.
is. Okay.
I mean, yeah,
With my blindfold on.
If anyone wants to, I'm the outsider here. So if you guys think it's okay, it's okay.
I believe you all may do as you please. However, Byron Takahata, a pillar of this community.
You keep saying that name like that's a name that I know.
Byron takes off the blindfold. Are you shitting me?
Hey, buddy. All right. Okay.
The Takahatas are a pillar built from the finest single grain wood of this community. You, an interloper and outsider, have entered here.
Okay,
You're talking a lot. You're looking schlub. I don't know. I've never known nigh hair of you, and yet you come here and you disrupt our festivities.
Hey, listen, but what I'll tell you is in, Kara High, they don't know the name Takahata because I never heard it before. So, like.
Well, in Kara High, they build things with paper to be burnt. In here, Willowshore, we build things with strong lumber. Strong like the men who build them. Before I become too emotional, I shall help you all find this wood, because unlike others, I respect the craft of building. He goes off into the woods.
Yeah, they build stuff out of rocks in Kara High. It's like stone.
I can't hear you from this distance.
Okay. All right. Okay.
As Hannah gathers the wood, she sees Byron coming up behind to help, and like, hey, Byron, it's been a really long time. I feel like I see you in town sometimes, but I just want to know, like, what are you up to? How are you doing?
Hannah, if you must know how I'm doing, all you need to do is look to the stars and ask yourself, do they shine bright? Is the sun glowing in the sky? The answer to all of these is yes. I am...
Oh my god, you're so funny. Like, you're a star. That's fun. Yeah. Okay. You know what? Sticks work best are the ones that are really dry. So just,
Okay. Sure. Yeah. How about these? I think I know a few things about wood. He shows her the bundle of sticks.
Byron, make a
Yeah.
survival check. DC 8 to have found decent firewood. We'll see if you can beat an 8.
For some reason it's not rolling. There we go. Oh, God.
I look at the sticks. Byron
What did you roll?
I look at.
I rolled a 4.
Okay, yeah, Hannah, and tell him, put him in his place.
I take them and I try to snap them, and they're so moist and supple that like they kind of just tear apart, and you can see they're bright verdant green inside. I'm like, Byron, did you just take this off a tree right now? That means it was like absorbing water, but moments ago. You needed to find something on the ground that's been there for a while. That's how the moisture gets out, and that's dry wood for a fire.
You're saying that what I did was bad.
Yeah. I
the
understand you
wood
don't like
is
to
wet.
bend down, but you
I
gotta bend down
can't
to
hear
find
you.
firewood.
You're too far away. But yes, well, it's wet. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I
Hannah's,
should get different wood.
yes, dry wood. You should snap when you bend it. Thank you.
Learn. We learn. Ah, he goes off again.
Okay, she goes back and starts, building a beautiful foundation of a fire, lots of air underneath, one of those upside down fires where you do the kindling.
Yeah, and for you don't even have to roll. I mean, making a fire in the woods is something you've done so many times you couldn't even count. So you guys kind of light this little fire. Either Tampoco helps. Are you getting involved, Kirk? Do you think?
That actually it'll be like, oh, you make it the long way. Okay, well, we'll be here. This is gonna take minutes to Hana-chan.
Yeah, no, it'll take minutes. Hana-chan's seen Tampoco, but this is absolutely the first Tanuki she's ever seen. It's kind of scared by him, so she just kind of like uncomfortably moves. Yeah, minutes. It's a lot of time.
Oh, we'll die of old age and the cold before you light that on fire.
Byron,
You want to light a fire? You want this? And he does it himself. But he snaps his fingers, and the thing bursts into flame with his illumination spell or ignition spell.
That's useful and not at all terrifying. Yeah, thank you for that act of service. Yeah.
Byron takes one of the wet sticks that he broke, and he slowly moves it towards Tampoco's belly. He's slowly trying to poke him. And
he watches you do it, but he's just like, what is happening?
Calm down now. This is experimentation. And he pokes him, and he waits for a sound, but like nothing happens.
He might laugh. He might it's like, what are you doing? That's mine.
Fascinating. The bear speaks. He goes to this little diary journal, and he writes inside of it, and he puts it away.
So the fire kind of illuminates the small clearing that you guys are in and gives it a nice, warm, cheery glow. Is there anything else you'd like to do before you go to sleep for the night?
I feel like we should maybe tell a little bit about each other since we're going to be spending the night. And quite frankly, typically when I sleep, silk is covering me. I'm not outdoors. I find this to be very disgusting. And if I'm going to be sleeping around such filthy bear creatures and what appears to be a garbage dweller, I would like to know what your backgrounds are.
Like, that's me. I'm the garbage dweller.
Explain
I
yourself.
think he's talking to you. Yeah.
Explain yourselves to me forthwith. And he like puts his hands out as if he's like waiting for some sort of explanation.
A garbage dweller? What is your story?
I gotta dignify this with a response. Being called a garbage dweller.
Yeah, he is insulting. That is who he is. But I appreciate the idea that we get to have a little chat. So while, Byron, I don't like the way you're going about this, I do like the base ask. So I'll start. I'm Hannah, and I'm a ranger in town. I'm sure you've seen me. Manned. I've sold you a little meat. Tampoco, you're here
okay,
too.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I've lived here all my life, and I love this town. Willowshore's the best.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I
Listen,
came here. Oh, you're gonna go. Okay,
No,
you
no,
go.
no, you no. You go. You go.
You know,
We
for
dress
outsiders, you
alike.
both are quite close-lipped. I feel like you're running from
Oh,
something.
Okay. I don't know what I. It's I don't.
You know, an easy way to solve this, there is a potion of truth that I could whip up. Could make this a little bit more fun.
Byron, stop
we don't
showing off.
We don't need a potion of truth, okay? I'm from out of town. All right, I'm in Willowshore. It's very nice. The air is very fresh. All right, I'm just passing through. I'm looking to figure out the next step in my life. That's it. That's all there is.
Fresh start in a very old town. I love it.
Typically, when I hear people say fresh starts, it means that their last ending was rather messy.
You know, you just get bored. I was in the big city. I wanted something a little smaller, so now I'm here. Okay? Doesn't have to be a federal case.
Okay, all right. He doesn't want to talk. Don't make him talk. We'll warm up the cuckolds of his heart yet.
I came here a couple years ago, so I think you've seen me before. More not. I like the festival. He's just like, I like festivals. All the food, the singing, the dancing, the drinking. You should have more festivals. And we get a breakfast tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. We do get a breakfast tomorrow.
Are you the bear creature that's been running around my father's lumber yard picking off scraps? Or was that a large ferret?
I'm not a bear, you know. I am a tanuki. We're more like a raccoon. I guess I could see it. Hold on, let me look at myself.
Nah, you don't really look that much. Listen, they not teach animals in whatever fancy school you went to?
They don't teach animals? I know all about flora and fauna around here. All of
you
it.
failed
Changed
to
my will.
and yet you failed to identify a tanuki.
I've never
And
seen
Or
you
a
had
dry
trouble,
stick.
I noticed, with the wood, if it was dry or wet.
Yeah, you didn't know anything about it.
When one learns from the texts, one lacks certain real-life experience. But to connect both of them, of course I know of the Tanuki. I know where they come from. I know their genus. I know their phylum. I know all about the Tanukis. I was merely having difficulty connecting the two together. I apologize sincerely to these two outsiders who have come to our village. My mistake. My bad.
All
Hannah
good.
had sort of planned to like get more firewood, but she just lets that go and lets the fire just sort of die out. It's like, this is not going well.
Well, I guess it's my turn then. Byron Takahata. 7th of my line, 3rd of my name, 3rd time's the charm. And if you do not know who I am already, you will soon. I am destined for greater things. This is but a springboard into the other world. And while some of us are retreating into these tiny environs, some of us are preparing to catapult into greatness.
Okay, I guess you got it all figured out, tough guy.
I do. I'm quite well versed.
I
Okay,
do love
well.
that we all shared. As little or as much as we did, everyone here did say something, and I appreciate that.
You want to hear a song?
No.
I don't know about
what kind
I don't know
of
about them,
what
but
kind,
I definitely do.
yeah, what are we talking about?
Yeah, let's
here?
do it.
Fine.
And he kind of pulls out his little shamisen and he's like, oh God, I don't know. Let's see. And he just starts playing the song he was singing earlier when they were going to the festival day. And he's like, it's a festival night. We need more light. The wood can't be wet. That's why I bet he'll find more wet wood. Byron Takahata.
I like
He's
this
a
song.
hot guy. He actually kind of likes Byron because he doesn't know too much about the way he acts is so distinct. So he just starts singing Takahata. Syllables that got a lot. Things you can rhyme them with. Byron's not lying, he's flying to the future while the little man runs away. That's
And it's
you.
tapping her little toe, loving every minute of
Okay,
this.
I didn't like that last line. I didn't care for that.
That was a good one. Oh, I didn't even know it just comes out of me. Oh,
He is a little.
what's your name? Darkleaf?
Manned Darkleaf. All right, manned.
I'll give you a song later. I'll do a song for all of us.
Yeah, now that I hear it, it's fine. It's okay. You don't need to do that.
Thank you for sharing, Tempoko. Thank you for sharing.
It was very beautiful.
Very
and
beautiful.
as Tampoko's dulcet tones sort of echo throughout the forest and entertain you guys for the next couple of, for a while, eventually you guys start to get sort of sleepy. It's getting later in the night, kind of towards 10:30, 11. The stars come out. It's a glorious spray of diamonds across the black velvet of the sky. The silhouettes of the trees kind of block some of them out, but it's late spring and it's starting to get cool but not cold as night really deepens. And you know that in 8 or 9 hours, shortly after, a couple hours after dawn, you know that Cho Chung-Hu and his millers will show up with their giant platter of pastries to ransom you back from the ghost, to bring you back to town to be heroes for the day, and to mark another year of the grand reenactment festival to be a triumphant success. So I think as you guys drift off into sleep in the woods, we'll take our break there, and we'll come back and see what happens in the morning. So we'll be back in about 10 here. I'd like everybody to start by making a will saving throw and tell me what you got.
13.
Oof.
There's your one.
I got a 10, but it was a natural one.
21.
16.
Okay.
I'm owed that one, is what I'll say.
Oh, you're owed it? Oh, because of all your 20s? I guess so.
My many 20s. The world needs to balance.
We're reaching equilibrium again.
You guys have your rest on your straw mat. Some of you, most of you, I think at this point with your blindfolds off. And the morning comes, the morning of the first day of summer, and you kind of awaken in the forest, slowly coming to consciousness as the fingers of light begin to crawl across the sky. And you awaken in the same clearing where you had been deposited by the ghosts that kidnapped you. Morning arises, you guys wake up, and you're there in the forest clearing.
Leon, fetch my robe.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
My Doesn't matter.
She like slaps his face. Byron, you're outside right now. You're outside. You're not home.
Thank you. I'm so sorry about that.
Well, I'd catch us some fish, but I think we're owed pastries.
Hey, that sounds pretty good right now. Boy.
That does
So
sound
that's
pretty
one
good
way
right
to
now. But
That,
as you guys look around, there's nobody here.
Sorry.
Well-
Sometimes it takes a little bit. We're hungry.
We're hungry.
Is that part of the ritual? Do we have to say, but like, ooh boy, a pastry would be good?
No, they should just be here. They're trying to ransom us back from the ghosts.
I'm
We don't have to
rubbing
do
my
anything.
tummy.
Something's wrong. Something's very
nope.
wrong.
Hannah's instincts speak to her, tell her that something's wrong. You know that Cho Chung-Hu, the organizer of the reenactment part of the festival, is supposed to be here at dawn to retrieve you guys. You would also know, however, that this is not, there's not like, it's okay if something weird has happened for you to try to get back to town by yourselves. It's unusual and it would mark a failure of the reenactment, but you're not supposed to just, there's nothing that says you can't go home on your own and meet up with folks and tell them you escaped.
Mm.
So
Okay,
at
well,
this,
that sounds good to me. What do you guys think? Let's just go back.
I mean, am I messing this up? I feel like, I don't know enough about this ritual to know whether this is bad or you're going to have like a bad harvest or something. I don't know.
Yes.
No,
you
we're not gonna have a bad harvest.
Yeah, no, you're messing it up, definitely. But I agree with Hannah. This is normal. We should get back.
so you guys were blindfolded when you were brought here yesterday, so you're not exactly sure where you are. I would like everybody to make either a survival check, or if you are trained in Willowshore lore, you can also make a Willowshore lore check.
I am trained in Willowshore lore.
All right. I rolled a 16.
Wow.
Nope. It was almost a good roll.
No, I don't know any of this.
Oh,
Wow.
18.
Yeah, so Hannah and Byron, the two of you actually recognize this clearing. Hannah, because you've been all over the woods, and Byron, because you've actually gathered some rare alchemical ingredients here once before. You're in a clearing on the east side of the Duyu, which is the river that runs north to south along the east side of Willowshore. So if you head west, you could probably find a game trail and get back to town pretty easily. It's a pretty typical morning for Shenmen in early summer. It's partially overcast. There's kind of a crisp early morning chill to the air. You know, by noon it'll probably get hotter. But there's a little bit of a strange mist in the air, kind of obscuring your visibility a little bit. Still, you would know roughly where you are. You're about like a mile east of town in a clearing. And as long as you head west, you should have a chance to get back.
okay. I lead the troop, the top of our party, and make way through the trailhead. I would say, this specific one might not be familiar to her, but she understands how to traverse the wood.
Okay.
Can Mand like whisper to his spirits and be like, "Hey, you got any idea where we are? What's going on here?"
Your spirits, the custodian of groves, kind of whispers to you and says, "Something's wrong with the trees. They feel hostile." And the shepherd of errant wind speaks up and goes, "Yeah, this mist is not natural. It's not, it's flowing against the wind. It's very odd. I like it. It's interesting."
Okay. I'm not loving that.
Oh, old man, are you speaking to yourself?
Old is a little, hey, like, watch it, buddy. Okay?
It's
Like,
just
for a halfling, it's very, normal, okay?
fair enough. It's just that certainly speaking to
I
one.
speak with spirits. I'm not talking to myself, all right?
He did tell us that, Byron.
All right, fine.
And
Fine.
I'm a little worried about this mist. This doesn't seem right.
This is natural for this time of year. A little thicker than normal, but there's nothing to worry about.
I've got a guy who knows mist, all right?
I'm listening to Mand, and Hannah would like to do feel on a leaf, see if she can't get more information about the mist. You know, I think what kind of check? A nature check?
Yeah, make a nature check. And actually, as you're kind of like examining the mist and leading them down this game trail that you found that kind of like leads towards town, the mist. Go ahead and roll, and tell me what you get.
Nice.
Ooh, she got a 20,
That's
dirty
good.
20.
Yeah, the mist is rapidly thickening into a full-blown fog, and you would know that this is not natural weather. There's something weird going on. There shouldn't be this much moisture in the air this late in the spring, and mist doesn't behave this way normally in Willowshore. Like it doesn't thicken this quickly. Your visibility is now down to like 500 feet at the outside, and it's like you're walking through a cloud. It's very unnatural. You begin to.
Can I draw my torch?
Yeah, absolutely. If you light your torch, the flickering light begins to cast shadows on the mist, and I'd like everybody to roll a perception check for me.
You got it.
Nice. Oh wow.
I rolled a 24.
We're rolling pretty good.
Yeah. So Hannah got a 24. What did everybody else get?
I got a 10.
19.
Okay.
Let me roll again. For some reason, I didn't see it.
No, you
Just
got one. You
distracted
got one.
talking to my dudes. It's on
You
the
got
it's on the
17.
left side of the. Oh yeah, you did roll one.
It's in the chat. You rolled a 17.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So all of you rolled over a 10. Yeah. As Hannah pulls out this torch and the light begins flickering off the kind of fog bank around you, all of you start to but in your peripheral vision, there's like movement. And you turn and look and there's nothing there. It's just a wall of fog. But there's like shapes to your left, to your right. They almost look like arms or hands, or maybe some sort of animal like passing you by. And those of you, let's see, who rolled the highest here? Hannah, you at the outside of your hearing, you begin to hear what sound like strange animal calls. You hear, wait, 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 wait. And you guys continue along the game trail, progressing through the woods. And then all of a sudden, everyone hears this kind of this rustling noise, this shh, shh. And the sound that Hannah heard gets louder. Everyone else can now hear it. Wait, 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 wait. You see up in the trees, what look like strange points of red light. First one, then another, then another, then another. And from out of the underbrush come suddenly, emerging forward, you see two large shapes, somewhat obscured by the mist, but as they get closer and closer, you see two giant centipedes. Their mandibles the size of kitchen knives, like bright yellow and orange carapace, and dozens upon dozens of little feelers and legs scritching and scratching in the air. They're kind of like upright, their lower third kind of like swarming across the ground, and you hear them beginning to make these noises. And you hear again, wait, why do we hate you? Why do you have to die? You see these like corrupted squirrels in the branches of the trees above you, and the centipedes begin swarming towards you, saying like, flesh, blood, hair, teeth. And I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative next time, because that's what we're going to call it for today.
Okay, is this part of the ritual?
It is not.
I don't like that.
So yeah,
Yay.
Thank you guys so much for the first session.
Yeah, we did
Felt
it.
very good. You got to know
Yeah,
the
it
town,
was great.
and next time we'll have our first combat as you guys are going to face off against some corrupted woodland creatures.
Oh my god.
Creepy.
That's so fun.
Yeah, that
So
sounds fun.
creepy. Okay.
All right.